What if I told you that World War I, a conflict that killed around 17 million people, almost didn't happen? Not because diplomacy prevailed, not because cooler heads won out, but because a 19-year-old's plan was so catastrophically bad that it should have failed. Twice. And yet, somehow, a wrong turn, a stalled engine, and a confused driver handed him the most consequential moment in modern history. Buckle up! This is the most terrifying game of dominoes ever played. By the summer of 1914, Europe's balance of power was shaky. It would take only a single crisis to drag 6 major powers into war. But here's what the history books gloss over. That crisis nearly sputtered out before it began. When Archduke Franz Ferdinand scheduled a visit to Sarajevo, a secret nationalist society called the Black Hand recruited 3 young Bosnians, Gavrilo Princip among them, and eventually positioned 6 assassins along the motorcade route like a deadly relay race. What could go wrong? Everything. Absolutely everything. The first conspirator lost his nerve and let the car pass. The second, armed with a bomb, also failed to act. The motorcade was literally driving past a gauntlet of armed men and surviving every single one. Then Chabrinovich threw his bomb. It bounced off the folded convertible cover, rolled into the street, and exploded under the next car, wounding up to 20 people. The Archduke? Fine. His wife? A small scratch. The plot was dead, or so everyone thought. Chabrinovich downed his suicide vial and jumped into the river to drown. The river was 4 inches deep. The cyanide was expired. He sprawled in shallow water, vomited, and was arrested. Dignity? 0. Impact? Also 0. Princip wandered to a nearby street corner, convinced the mission had collapsed, and began contemplating his own suicide. History was about to intervene in the most absurd way possible. The Archduke, after a reception lunch, decided to visit the morning's bomb victims, taking an unplanned route. The driver wasn't told. He took a wrong turn and stopped to reverse directly in front of Princip. 2 shots, 2 mortal wounds, 1 wrong turn. The assassination triggered the July crisis. Within 6 weeks, Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia, Russia mobilized, Germany declared war on Russia, invaded Belgium, pulled in France, and Britain declared war on Germany. 37 nations eventually at war. Every single step of that day almost went the other way. The nerve-lost assassins, the bounced bomb, the expired cyanide, the 4-inch river, and one driver who simply wasn't told to turn left. History doesn't just hinge on great decisions. Sometimes it hinges on the worst ones. Hit subscribe, we've got more stories where the smallest chaos created the biggest consequences. Which domino do you think was the most insane? Drop it in the comments.